Many thanks for joining. You're still watching Breakfast Central on News Central. Now let's bring you back home. The Northern Elders Forum has asked President Muhammadu Buhari to resign for failing to provide security in the country. The forum made a demand in a statement by its spokesperson, Dr. Hakeem Baba-Ahmed. It said it was disappointing that after nearly 7 years of being in office, Buhari still has no answers to security challenges across the country.
A part of the statement reads, and I quote, "The administration of President Muhammadu Buhari does not appear to have answers to the challenges of security to which we are exposed. Our constitution has provisions for leaders to voluntarily step down if they are challenged by personal reasons or they prove incapable of leading." End of quote. Well, joining us to look at the agitation of the Northern Elders is current affairs analyst Abdul Mahmood, who joins us this morning. Thank you so much for being here with us on Breakfast Central.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. Good morning, Nigerians and Africans.
All right, great. Now, are the concerns of the Northern Elders strong enough to warrant a call for the resignation of the president?
I think let's put it this way. Let's place some context to the call of the Northern Elders. I have some set of figures here put out in the public place by the National Security Tracker. Is a tracking framework put up by select NGOs looking at violence and killings in northern Nigeria. From January to March, that's just last month, 2,968 people were killed in northern Nigeria, while 1,484 people were abducted within the same period. And the NST has disaggregated the numbers across geopolitical regions of northern Nigeria. If you look at Northwest, it says that 1,103 persons were killed there. In the North Central, 984 persons. In the Northeast, 488. 488. So what these figures show is that northern Nigeria has become a killing field, and it is worrying. Yes, it is within the place of the Northern Elders Forum, or whatever it calls itself, to make the call they made yesterday, in view of killings that we see today in northern Nigeria. You cannot travel through the vast widths of the north, as we used to do, and securing lives and property of Nigerians under Section 14 of our Constitution is directly the responsibility of Nigerian state. And who leads the Nigerian state? No other person than President Muhammadu Buhari. So it's his responsibility to secure the lives of Nigerians and property of Nigerians. But he has been overwhelmed by what we see in northern Nigeria, Nigeria. Is it unfortunate for any group to make the call for him to resign? Yes, it is within their constitutional right. But does the circumstance that our country has found itself, political circumstance, demand Buhari to resign? That is where I become very reticent. Elections are just less than a year away, and whether we admit or not, in the next 6 weeks, this government will come a lame duck government, and we'll know the major presidential candidates of the two major political parties in our country. Of course, other political parties will be interested in fielding presidential candidates, and full political campaigns will begin in our country, albeit it has already begun and all that. So for us to demand that this man who has failed, we must stress that fact, should resign, will not address what we consider as the failing of our national security architecture and of the failing of those individuals who people the infrastructure architecture itself. Let's be honest with ourselves. There's political unwillingness by the ruling party and also by this government to address some of the killings that we find, not only in the north, but in the south, in the south of our country. The news out of Edo State, I keep hammering on this fact. It's not palatable. And also across regions of our country. Is it proper for a group, according again to your question, to call for the resignation of the president? Yes. It's a moral demand any serious citizens can make on the president of our country. But the political circumstance that we find ourselves in our country does not allow for that.
A moral demand. Some people might call this karma, because way back in May of 2013, the current president of Nigeria, that's Muhammadu Buhari, had asked his predecessor, that the former president Ebele Goodluck Jonathan, to also step down from his position because he failed to act in terms of insecurity or security of the country. Now, the special senior assistant to the president of media and publicity, that's Gebashil, just some days back had come out to say that Ban Ki-moon, that's the former UNSG, commended the president for his handling of security and related challenges facing the country. What can we categorically say about the statement?
Well, Ban Ki-moon is a diplomat. You don't expect anything less from the General Secretary of the United Nations. Perhaps, though, I think it's my responsibility to also carpet him. As General Secretary of the United Nations, I'm sure he has security feeders from instruments or instrumentations of the United Nations operating across the regions, and more particularly across Nigeria. So he has a handle on the security situation in our country. But for him to privately comment or publicly, I've not read it anywhere except the statement made by the spokesperson of the president to commend President Muhammadu Buhari. Shows that this man may have suddenly just jumped away from the moon and doesn't really understand what is happening in our country. As we speak, 142 persons were killed somewhere in Plateau State yesterday. When I woke up this morning, I read the BBC report of the number increasing from 142 to 150, and the number is still increasing. And the day has just begun. We've not had news from the remotest part of our country. There are killings happening everywhere. This government is unable to address it because it has developed that political unwillingness that has become its DNA to address the real security concerns confronting our country. And if you look at the killings across regions and the unsettling of communities, people have become IDPs, refugees, displaced persons in their own country. Listening to you now before I came on air, I think there's this report of 3 million Nigerians displaced. That's the number we know. And you have many Nigerians who have not reported to the agencies responsible for displacement of persons. So you begin to ask yourself, with the displacements happening in our country, has it not in a negative way interrogated our own national security? Because we don't know where our citizens are being displaced to, where they are living. But we know, this fact is in the public place, that Nigerians are in camps in Chad, they're in camps in Niger, they're in camps in Cameroon, in northern and southern Cameroon. And how are we addressing the needs and concerns of these Nigerians is something this government should take on board, but it isn't. And we are going to a major and competitive elections in 2023 with the Northwest and Northeast virtually gone to bandits, and terrorists. How are we going to conduct elections in two major regions, of the North, and other regions are like the Southeast, where citizens continue to raise security concerns?
Well, it's a deep one, no doubt. And if we continue to look at this situation, I'm sure that we can spend a lot of time talking about it. But we truly appreciate your contributions as always. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Fortunately, you've not given me akara, so I look forward to having that.
Oh, so you were listening in. Okay, that's it.
Yes,
Next time, we're going to get you akara across
African
to you.
burger.
I appreciate it. Have a nice day.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.